and welcome to another episode of Life in the Mind, a neurodivergent podcast made for and by neurodivergent people. Today, I'm joined by
Murray Spear.
And I'm Joy Amy Wigman, and we are guesting ourselves.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't ghost yourself, guest yourself.
Yeah, don't ghost yourself, guest yourself. We're going to make it a
Does
hashtag.
It make sense?
No. And because we're about kind of sort of halfway through the season, so we thought we'd have like a little recap, catch up with what we've discovered about ourselves over the past few weeks.
Our weird ass lives.
Yeah.
Anything we've discovered about our neurodivergence and moments where we go, I can't do that. I cannot manage that. Or, that makes me very happy.
Yeah, I've got a quite interesting one. You can judge whether it's interesting or not. I've got a toddler, and her favourite book at the moment is a book called Oscar the Hungry Unicorn. And Oscar goes from place to place, trying to find a new place to live because he's eating his stable, but he keeps eating other people's houses. It's a bit mad, but she really likes it. But the thing about this book is, because it's a bit mad, it uses different fonts on the pages. Like different fonts for the asides and for the exciting bits and stuff. And I just can't look at it.
Are they entirely different fonts, or are they like
entirely
sizes
different
of it's not
fonts
sizes
and sizes?
Why different fonts?
I don't know.
I mean, unless it's like shaky writing for if they're scared kind of thing, but like
yeah,
no.
they're different fonts. And like it's not so bad now because she's asked me to read it so many times that I know it off by heart, which is good because I can't look at the pages because it just really hurts my brain. Yeah. And if I try to read them, like I really stumble over the words because my brain's like, why is this writing really different? What's wrong with it?
Yeah, I just no. That makes it so...
I can't do it in emails as well. If someone sends me an email and like they've copy and pasted something and they haven't put it in the same font as the body of the text, like why? Why have you not done that? It's really easy. You just highlight it and push the right button. What's wrong with you?
Even that thing of when you've got the signature?
Yeah.
At the bottom,
yeah,
and
it's different.
And it's different. You know, like get down and go, and then I stop reading.
I don't mind different font sizes particularly.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me quite so much.
No.
So I would expect an email signature to probably be larger than the rest of the text, or smaller. I don't know. But yeah, the different font thing. Why? Why would you do that to me?
Suddenly into Comic Sans.
Oh no, that sounds horrible.
That's just no. What? Because our brains are picking up on the shape of words. Our brains read by recognizing the shapes of the words and going, oh, okay, yes, that. It's why you can very easily misread certain sentences if there's just like an I in a slightly different place.
Yes.
By just skimming across it, because your brain fills in what it's kind of expecting to see. It's not actually reading every single letter. And so if you're changing the font, you're changing the shape of the words.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that, especially with our brains, kind of detail-orientated, noticing those little things, that we would trip up a bit and go, what? That's, because the shape of the words changing.
Are different. And also it's a change in like second time. I'm autistic. I don't like change, mate. I don't want things to change when I'm in like a situation, then something weird happens. Like I'm in it, I'm focused on that particular thing, and it's almost like there's like a little short circuit in my brain that just like I've tripped up on a pebble. Okay, what was I doing? Where am I going? What's happening now? And then that's it, I'm off.
They're missing the bottom, the extra step kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, lurching. Because my one in a similar area is I can't do walls of text, just like a block of text. So if you've got something I do a lot, is writing walls of text. But then I notice once I've sent them, and I really like the edit feature on iMessage and WhatsApp. I use both of those, so I know that they definitely have it. And you can edit a message just after you sent it and just space it out. Just be like, oh, these are like 3 different points, so I'm going to just put a space in between them, or
I
just
didn't know
bring
you
it
could
down.
do that.
Yeah, it's really, really useful.
Oh yeah, because like especially if I've written out a message like in my notes or something and then copy and paste it into WhatsApp, like takes out all of the spacing that I've done.
Yeah, all
when
the
I send
formatting
it.
disappears, and you're like,
That's good. I'm really glad of that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm definitely someone who has been in the past and still is quite a lot of the time, especially if I'm more tired or overloaded. Someone who writes really long sentences,
Right.
and it's like, can I break this up into? I can't think how to, because it just needs to be one giant sentence, and it's like 4 lines long. It still hasn't had a full stop, and so that very quickly turns into just a wall of text, without any shape and stuff. And so like, it's so easy to just lose track partway through.
Do you know, I sort of wish I could do that. I sort of wish I could do a sort of stream of consciousness thing. Because I do like, so I've just finished my master's in critical and creative writing. And when I write creative pieces, like and when I write academically, I'm so particular about what I'm writing, and I think about each thing that I write down, that even when I'm doing personal text messages, I can't let it go. I can't just type what I'm thinking and let it go. I'm tied to this. I have to check it, and if there is a mistake on it, I feel like someone sort of punched me in the stomach.
The edit feature again.
Yeah, the edit feature. I'm so pleased you told me about that.
So
like
good.
Genuinely, it makes me ache, and I feel like a failure, and like the one thing that I'm good at, I've failed at. So every single message that I send, I have to spend so much time over.
Yeah.
Just checking that it's all right.
I think that's because I completely relate to that. Like normally, or like most of the time, I'm the same. But then I get to a point, and I think it's one of the things I realised happens when I'm really tired or getting towards the point where I need to stop texting at all. Is I go into stream of consciousness mode, and I lose all of that stuff, and I'm just like, I'm just writing things, and it often then, excuse me, ends up being just these blurbs, and then I look back at it and go, that could be 5 words, but it is 50. What? Oh my god! Okay, I was definitely, because one of the things I get is once I get to overload, or just before kind of overload state, is I lose words. I lose my words. I lose the ability to speak, and I lose the ability to kind of comprehend language in many ways. I can just about do vocal stuff. If people are talking to me, I can comprehend it. And sometimes I can still read things and comprehend those. But my ability to convey anything in words disappears.
Do you think that's an FND thing? Because that's very similar to what I get with fibromyalgia. Is that it's everything starts slowing down, and my ability to speak, my speech gets slurred, and I can't process information very well, and I certainly can't convey any information.
Yeah, I think they're very, very, very linked.
Yeah,
I think
very
there's
tied.
probably a massive crossover between neurological stuff and chronic illness stuff and neurodivergent.
Yeah,
things.
I mean, there is an argument for things like FND and fibromyalgia being in the neurodivergence category.
Yes.
Because it does alter the way that you think and you process.
Yeah. I mean,
which I find really interesting, but
yeah.
But I haven't really been able to have a conversation like that with somebody who has fibromyalgia who is also neurodivergent, because I don't know a lot of people who have fibromyalgia. I only know a few, and not well enough to be like, hey, man, you neurodivergent.
I think I know quite a few people. Definitely a few people I know who have fibromyalgia are neurodivergent. So I'll hook you up.
Yeah, hook me up, because I'd love to have that convo.
I just suddenly realised.
I said convo. Oh, somebody shoot me.
I'd love to have that convo.
I'd love to have that
Set us up and we'll meet and we'll have that amazing conversation. We're not doing the American accent because it's silly or anything. We're doing it because that's what we've heard in a film or something, and we really like it. So American listeners, you're great. You're great.
I do. I love an American accent.
Yeah,
I do.
It's
Actually, it
like
depends what the accent is, because all of the accents are quite different. It's like over here. I've got a friend who I won't name, but who works in the space program in the country that he lives in.
Yeah.
But he has a like filthy Kentish accent, so he's all right. He's like that. And yep, everything's okay. Yeah. But he's literally a rocket scientist.
Yes.
And the two don't meld, do they?
No, because we have all these expectations around accents.
Yeah. What people do.
Yeah. From movies and multimedia in general, isn't it? I had suddenly thought, I don't think we've ever actually mentioned what F&D is.
No,
What
actually,
like,
that's a good point.
So I have, along with my neurodivergences, and like we just said, maybe as another one, functional neurological disorder, which is far too complex to try and explain, and probably not quite what we were talking about, but it was more because we'd mentioned it. Yeah, that is what we were talking about.
There's quite a lot of comorbidity.
There is. There's a lot.
With FND, fibromyalgia, ME.
Yeah.
And it's quite an interesting rabbit hole to go down, actually, if you look up kind of studies for comorbidity and stuff. Yeah. I know that FND presents very differently with each person.
Yes.
Are you happy to tell us kind of what that means for you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's my oldest condition. Well, it's not. It's not, though, is it?
It's the one that you knew about first.
Ironically, as I said it, I went, actually, it's not either. I found out about frigging everything in terms of actually being given the right labels for them around the same blimmin' time.
That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with.
Full on 2 years. It was nuts. Yeah, the dyspraxia is the thing that I've known about as like this is the thing for the longest. But the F&D, for me, exists as I have constant pain in my left side, which is, and sorry for audio listeners, this will be very gesture-based, but I'll also try and talk it out. Pain all the way down from tippity top of my head on my left side, all the way down my face, neck, left arm, left side, down to my tippy toes, the left side. And that goes up and down in severity. And sometimes the feel of it slightly changes. But that's there literally all the time. That then can build up to a level where it's excruciating and makes me dizzy, want to throw up, and just, I burst into tears from just pain. And then that can be accompanied by altered sensation in the left side, kind of a numbness, a weird feeling that then evolves or changes into altered mobility. So a delay in moving those areas, or and a kind of lag, but that then goes into a variable paralysis that can, so I can, from there, steps through to full paralysis of the left side that then, at its worst, can spread across my entire body. I can be fully paralyzed, and I get non-epileptic seizures, which are seizures where I'm fully conscious, which are horrible.
They're horrible, aren't they?
Really, really horrible.
I find that really interesting because that's really similar to a lot of the fibromyalgia stuff that I suffer from, especially with like the paralysis, and the sort of the seizures that aren't epileptic, and being conscious for them, and that's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that kind of link between and the comorbidity thing, I have this theory. This is very much a Murray theory. Murray
theory time.
Of like, I wonder whether some of the chronic illness stuff could be from mismanaged neurodivergent stuff. Because of when the chronic illness things tend to arise, you've already had a lot of
Mismanaged
neurodivergent
neurodivergence
stuff, and so even whether it's a build-up of trauma or something, or I don't know, it feels to me like there could be. It's just interesting.
I am going to go and do a rabbit hole on that this evening, I suspect.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area of things. There is such strong cognitivity.
Because there's definitely a lot of stuff that I had put down to having fibromyalgia that when I discovered I was autistic, I was like, okay, well, that's something that comes with that as well. Do things like hypersensitivity, sensory overload. I've got a particular weird sensory overload thing with fridges. I hold my breath when I open any fridge because all of the different smells of the different foods and the gases from the fridge, they make my head swim and I get very panicky. So I have to hold.
The fridge has got gas in. That's a bit worrying.
Yeah.
You need to check your fridge for leak.
No,
you shouldn't be breathing it. No one should be breathing that in or having that.
It's not just my fridge; it's everybody's fridge.
It smells a bit weird, doesn't it?
I can't deal with it. So I can't do that thing of I'm a bit hungry. Let's open the fridge and look what's in it and see what I can have because I can't hold my breath that long.
Oh.
I've just sort of open it up, hold my breath, open it up, do a quick scan, shut it, try and remember where everything is. Be like, right, I'm gonna get that. Hold my breath again. Open the fridge, grab the cheese.
That's very fair. I mean, especially cheese is a great example of that. If you have just a few cheeses in the fridge and they've just been, they've been grazed on over like a few weeks along with all the other things, then even just the cheese, the door suddenly swings past you with cheese in it. And you're just like, oh my God, it suddenly smells really weird.
Yeah, but if you put a cheese board out in front of me, I'd be fine because they're all cheese smells.
Yeah.
And they're all smells that go with cheese. So even if you've got chutney
they're
and
not
meats.
concentrated and then suddenly released into
they are not combined with lemon curd and yogurt and
and all the veg
and carrots
and stuff.
and onions and just thinking about it.
Oh, that's a weird food. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a new concoction. It's a cheese.
Omelette.
Omelette.
It probably could be.
Yeah, there's definitely a cheese called omelette.
I'm gonna make it if it's not. That's a random.
The life in the mind cheese.
Yeah.
Omelette. Yeah, so that's quite a weird one. I know.
Well, I mean, because it makes complete sense. I think anybody could understand where that comes from, just from that mix. So we were talking earlier about cleaning products, as well, because that's a thing where they can be pungent.
Yeah,
and
really
also
pungent.
like some of them smell like you really shouldn't be breathing them in, because really you shouldn't be with a lot of them.
Yeah,
with the fumes from
my old housemates used to use Cillit Bang.
Oh yeah,
and I always thought it smelled of onions, and like it always made me feel really sick.
Yeah.
And that was before I knew I was autistic, and everyone was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. It just smells clean. It doesn't smell clean. It smells of chemicals and horrible things."
Yeah, it smells like no.
Yeah, it smells like no. It literally smells like no.
Toxic. Yeah, it's very much because like perfumes or deodorant, when someone's got ridiculous amount of aftershave on, or you go on one of the buses that's I got the bus with the teenagers on it.
No,
it's got 5 teenagers.
So much linked Java.
Yeah, and it's just horrible. And you're just like, oh, I'm completely overwhelmed by just the smells.
I'd rather have the body odor. At least it smells natural.
As a Warhammer player who's been to many kind of convention-y things around that, and just some of the stereotypes in that area are there.
Are there?
And yeah, I find that smell
that can be hard.
Difficult.
It can be hard. Yeah,
it can be
also can be difficult.
Yep.
Other nerds are available.
Oh yeah, we come in all forms.
Yeah. We come in a comic book guy from The Simpsons, but we also come in Henry Cavill. So like, yeah.
I enjoy walking the line between the two.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just like, wee.
Yeah. Some days I'm more Henry Cavill. Some days I'm more comic book guy.
Yeah, it depends if you got a sword or not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just imagining you with a sword now. That's probably
I
not
love a
safe
sword.
for
I love a sword. I used to have a sword.
What?
but they're, you know, there's
Legalities? Or toddler?
Legalities.
Okay.
Legalities.
Now
for the
imagine
sword.
Edie with a sword.
Yeah,
Toddler.
my toddler with a sword would not be good. She does have this little plastic dagger that she calls her sword.
Okay.
But it's a magic sword, so it can also turn people into animals.
Ah, your house is basically a drama game then. Does she
Yeah,
just
my
walk
house-
around tapping people and it's like, now you have to pretend to be a squirrel?
No, she just points it at you and goes, frog!
And you
then
have
you're
to
a frog.
turn into a frog.
Yeah, you're a frog.
That's great. You're keeping yourself in your book.
My favourite one is when she does egg. Right? She turns you into an egg. And so I sort of do, this is difficult for people who are just listening, but I sort of put my hands over my head and then I crack out of the egg like a little bird.
Okay, yeah. Because you could like crouch down and go bloop, and then go unfurl into. That's what I'm
the thing.
imagining. Very
I
physical.
mean, I
theatre.
don't crouch down because my legs hurt and I'm old. Yeah. Having a toddler is really great sometimes.
The window into the freedom of the mind.
Yes. The only other issue. It's not the only other issue. Having a toddler as an autistic person is tricky because I think I empathise with her too much.
Oh.
So she's at that stage where getting her into her car seat is she's throwing tantrums, and the same with putting on clothes. And obviously, I don't know if it's because she's neurodivergent like her parents, or if she's just two. But the thing is, I empathise too much. So it upsets me emotionally when I have to force her into clothes because I know how it feels to be forced into clothes that make your skin crawl.
Yeah. Have you ever like tried anything around that in terms of going, which ones can we manage? and stuff?
So I give her
Your
choices.
knowledge. Yeah.
I give her choices, but sometimes it's just a big no.
Yeah, no.
It's just a big no.
Not a clothes day, but it has to be a clothes day.
But it has to be a clothes day because it's November and you can't go barefoot outside.
Yeah. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because, that crossover again, like we talked about in the parent episode last series, like how your self-knowledge in a way is then allowing you to be aware of how you're relating to your child.
It informs it, but also it does mean that it's really hard to switch off and just go into the practical. Right, we just need to get her dressed. You hold her. I'll pull the trousers on.
Yeah.
Because
in the long term, it'd probably be really good for her.
Yeah,
in terms of those.
Oh, that's nice. That's
ability
nice to
do
say.
that. It's better than someone just going, well, you're just complaining. Stop it. Or,
You just book up.
or I'm just going to do a different accent just to make sure that that's not. Oh well, you're just complaining. just to add all of the different.
Just get in your
I'm
car
very aware of
seat.
accents now because we talked about accents earlier. I'm like, I don't want to reinforce any stereotypes.
Well, so that we don't reinforce any stereotypes, we're going to pop off now because we had a nice little chat.
Yeah.
It's nice chatting with you, Murray. I don't get to do it very often because normally we're talking to other people.
Yeah, I know. People got people.
I know.
God,
They get in the way.
Get in the way. Humans.
Humans.
What do we need them? Really?
We do. We love them, really.
We do really need them. Yeah.
Not as much as we love dogs, but
Yeah. Any animals. Yes. That's an episode.
that is. Yeah, we'll do an animals episode.
need to do an animals
definitely. But we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, folks, that's it for this episode. You can follow us on Instagram at life.inthemind. Our other socials are linked in our bio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time.